Senator Elizabeth Warren is back at it again, attacking Elon Musk and Tesla. Repeating much of what she's already been doing, she wrote a letter to the SEC to investigate Tesla and its board of directors for failing to manage the actions of Elon Musk as CEO of both Twitter and Tesla. How important is this? Why is she and other politicians even doing this to Elon? And is it backfiring? Finally, let's see how Elon has responded. I've got Jeff Lutz with us. He's an ex-chief supply chain executive and chief quality officer of Fortune 100 companies. Welcome, Jeff.
Hey, Herbert, great to be with you.
This is a topic that I've been talking about following Senator Elizabeth Warren. It's been at it again. So let's watch just a video here on CNBC to set the stage.
Make of Senator Warren's letter first to the SEC.
Not new arguments, similar to what we've heard from her in the past when it comes to Tesla, Elon Musk, and the governance of Tesla, the board of directors. She says there's a financial conflict of interest, there's a lack of oversight, a lack of disclosure, and as a result, shareholders are hurt because of that relationship. Not surprisingly, Elon Musk, and he's heard this before, he tweeted out today, you know, it seems like Senator Karen, and that's what he refers to Senator Warren as, Senator Karen is getting her cues on this complaint from SBF's dad, SBF being Sam Bankman-Fried. He has long said, look, Sam Bankman-Fried's father advised Senator Warren's staff in the past, and therefore she's taking her cues from him. So we've heard these concerns from Senator Warren in the past regarding Elon Musk. I'm not sure that the SEC is going to do something specifically because of this letter, but we have heard this from her in the past.
Yeah, no fan clearly of Elon Musk, and the no fanism is reciprocated.
Yeah, but where do you sit on this? Do you think that it's nothing burger? It's just the same thing that SEC is already doing anyways? What's your thoughts on this?
Well, I mean, I don't think executives or people can or should break the law. And there's no information or data that says, or anything that's proven that says he has. But yeah, honestly, just vote these people out. What are they doing, you know, in terms of this nonstop attack on billionaires, specifically one, you know, Elon Musk is the one that they have the number one target on, or just big tech and big company. It's big tech, big companies blocking mergers, blocking transactions, blocking, you know, basically blocking innovation. So if Elon is nonstop being pulled into courtrooms by the SEC, who she's urging to investigate him, being pulled into courtrooms by the DOJ, being pulled into private lawsuits, can't get his own compensation, right? His own compensation was taken away. And if you do the kind of the TikTok and the spider web of that judge and that judge's political affiliations, you'll find that, you know, and most judges are, but she's highly politically affiliated. And, you know, right or wrong, I mean, there's certainly in some of these rulings, could be some truth, but it's just this nonstop barrage of basically every government agency and multiple and multiple levels of judicial just constantly investigating and just having this kind of this nanny state over people. I mean, he's obviously reinvented the auto industry, the EV industry. The U.S. would be nowhere in EV without him, and we would have completely lost everything to the Chinese. And then obviously what he's done with space, what he's doing, and we would be nowhere in terms of manned missions and unmanned missions. What he's done with Starlink and blanketing the entire globe with internet access. I mean, you just go on, and it's helping not only private citizens, but our U.S. military is using it. Our military is very interested in SpaceX as well in terms of rocket technology. And so he's executing, he's getting results that are unlike anything in the world. But, you know, he's been very vocal about his concerns about, you know, our rights being trampled on, whether it's free speech or whether it's certain laws or so forth. And he makes no, there's no resistance in him talking about it and making sure everybody knows about it. So I think there's concern. You know, he acquired Twitter and converted it to X, and that was a big move away from, again, this nanny censorship state of like, we only want people to hear what we want them to hear. So when you kind of tie all this together, everything's kind of working together of like, hey, we need to control the media. We need to control kind of some of the censorship, and we want more censorship out there. Here, he's acquired this platform. He's very vocal against our policy. So who's chasing him down? It's one side of the aisle. It's the Democrats. Now, there's a lot to share around. Obviously, if you look at what's happening on the Republican side and how often they work against EVs and how much misinformation they put out there regarding EVs, including the top candidate, for that side. I mean, that's a huge problem as well. It's a little bit more manageable. It's not pleasant, but certainly from a legislation perspective and certainly from a rhetoric perspective, you've got tremendous misinformation going out there. So you have kind of it's a mess. I mean, from both sides of this, but in terms of what Senator Warren is doing, these people are almost like anti-progress. They're taking the most accomplished and the people working he works every day of the week, and they're going after these people. And again, if there's just like stone cold, like it's obvious that there's a problem here, okay, maybe go after things and make sure to keep things in line. I think I think Elon has great respect for the judicial system and fairness of it, but it just seems like they're going after him just on every angle possible. Even the one that happened a few months ago with SpaceX and Starlink, there was a $900 million grant awarded. There's nobody that's in sight. There's nobody that's even a few years close to Tesla in terms of being able to deploy this system and to help with rural internet. And they took the grant away. They took it away from him, and it was voted. There's 5 FCC governors, and they vote on, and they're put into place they're appointed on party lines. So there's 3 Democrats, 2 Republicans. And again, I don't want to get too political here, but they voted on party lines to take the $900 million grant. Is there some other company that grant's going to go to and it's going to get internet out at the same quality and at the same speed and time as Starlink and Elon? No. So this is what you have happening. These people are not serving the public. And when they're not serving the public, regardless what side of the aisle they're on, people need to vote them out.
I scratch my head. I don't understand the strategy that some of these politicians have. It seems to me that it's going to backfire. It is backfiring for them. It's a personal vendetta. It feels like it's not just, we got to tax the billionaires. Okay, that's one thing. That's fine. You go after that. But then to actually continuously go after one person who, like you just said, I don't understand. The benefit to humanity is so much better. It seems to be a political fight at this point. Let's just cover a little bit more of what Warren is saying here. So she called for the SEC to investigate Tesla's board for failure to manage Elon Musk. It sounds very similar to just the lawsuit, the shareholder lawsuit. This is Elizabeth Warren, Elon, and so failing to manage the actions of Elon on his dual role as CEO of Twitter and Tesla. Sounds like to me that it's like this thing about because he bought X and Twitter, turned it to X. Now he has a voice. He has this thing about free speech. Now it's a political, bullet horn. What do you call those bullhorns? Warren penned the letter that aims to raise awareness of his actions since purchasing Twitter. So this is really the focus on that. The Tesla's board's failure to uphold its legal duty to ensure that Musk acts in the best interest of Tesla. Publicly owned. This is what she said. And Tesla's publicly owned, and Musk and board have responsibility to shareholders and the public and their management of the company. Musk's personal wealth and his personal relationship with board members do not shield him or the Tesla board from meeting. I don't even know why I have to say this sentence. The concerns about Musk's actions as Tesla CEO since his purchase of Twitter and the board's failure to disclose potential risk related to them raise obvious questions about Tesla's compliance with SEC rules and regulations. Again, there's no very specific here. I'm therefore asking the SEC to open an investigation into Tesla. Again, it's like very generic, very, very generic as far as I'm concerned.
It's very political. And some of these people are campaigning off of it of like, I'm going after the billionaires. I'm going after the Elon Musk of the world. Just think about that. What if you win? Like what happens back to your point on humanity, Herbert? You've taken us back how many steps, and what are you worried about? Was there a $5 million transaction of of Tesla buying glass or something. None of these things are important to the 330 or 40 million people in this country. How he transacted and bought, $5 million of glass, or what if he even did that, or now nobody even knows, or some of these other things. It's not important. Like, we didn't know that Kimball was his brother in terms of his relationship to the board. I mean, 73% of shareholders voted on this award, this compensation award, and he 10x'd the company in a shorter time period than the award called for. So what does it? It's this whole thing of not worrying about results and worrying about how you get there. And this is what will put this country in a bad place, because I've done business internationally, and many of the places I do business internationally are focused on, end results. Of course, they don't want to hurt people, or they don't want people being harmed in any way. And Tesla is very focused on this. There's no, on the safety side of it and so forth. This is more about, like, how do you get there, and what are those points, and are you kind of playing along the right way? And it's interesting, if you're a business leader and you want to speak out, and let's say you're concerned about how voting rights are being, there could be an issue with voting rights, right, wrong, or indifferent. If you speak, out against that and say, I'm supporting that. And they even moved, the All-Star game for baseball. They moved that a couple of years ago. I don't understand some of these things. And at the end of it, they hurt the advertisers in the state of Georgia when they moved they hurt the local advertisers. They hurt the local economy by doing this. And in the end, they didn't solve anything by doing it. So, and again, it's not one side or the other. There's stupidity that's happening, around. But in terms of chasing after Elon Musk, for example, and quite frankly, some other billionaires, again, unless they're helping them out from a campaign donation perspective, which Elon notoriously does not donate a lot of money relative to his net worth to politicians. Unless they're helping them out, they're really getting tremendous scrutiny from the political side. And again, I think they're using this to campaign. It's unfortunate. It's not moving us forward. It's not helping us, and it's tying him up in the courts and legal system versus focusing on getting results and advancing, humanity and technology.
Yeah. What do you think about his reply? So you've got he replied, said Senator Karen, or just his insult. Main economic and tax advisor is SBF's dad, Sam Bankman-Fried's dad. I suspect some of this is coming from him. So him tying her to Sam Bankman-Fried's father, who drafted the tax legislation. What do you think? Is this trying to what's his point here? Like is this some sort of a conspiracy he's bringing up? Is it because he wants to get the public's opinion to say, hey, she's dealing with the bad people as well? Do you think this is an effective back? He's definitely. I'm not. By the way, I'm not one of those that's like, yep, every word he writes in his post is perfect and it's it's fine, whatever. But this other side is vicious, so I can understand him being angry and maybe using slurs or names here or there. They're not horrible, but he's definitely they're insults. So, but these people are vicious. They are turning entire government agencies, professional investigators, both on the financial side, on the civil side, on the even criminal side. They are turning professional investigators against him and investigating every single aspect of his life. So I can understand his frustration. Are there different ways to respond? Sure. I think SBF famously went to Elon for help at one point, and Elon said, I'm not interested in investing in FTX. So there may have been something there. Who knows? And it looks like, SBF, famously supported one side of the aisle, and it looks like his father was supporting Senator Warren on her tax preparation and probably advising her staff as well. But I think he actually helped do her own business and personal taxes as well, allegedly. So anyway, there's ties in, again, highly partisan, highly political.
lots of money again flowing in from that side. But quite frankly, the judicial system worked with SBF, and he's paying the price for his crimes in jail. Let's see how that continues to play out over time. But anyway, yeah, I think that's why he's tying these two things together. Again, there are levels of fairness involved in some of these things, but it looks like they've basically turned every single government agency and said it's open season on Elon Musk, and you can investigate him to your heart's content. If you come up with something great, if you don't, there won't be any collateral damage from us along the way. So I think, it's high. And these aren't the priority. By the way, investigating Elon Musk, this is not the priorities. We have, I don't want to get overly political, but we have foreign conflicts we have to get ourselves out of and maybe help drive peace in. And then we've got we have all these other priorities out there. He's not the priority. He's advancing humanity. He's advancing U.S. technology. He's attracting the best and brightest from all over the world to work at his companies. And, SpaceX and Tesla for U.S. universities are the number one place for engineers and folks that want to work in tech. He's created this environment, and all they're basically trying to do is tear him down. It's unfair. It's unfortunate. And hopefully this unwinds at some point and comes to a close. And hopefully there's kind of a path to just kind of de-escalate. That's what I'd love to see happen. So everybody can just be focused on progress and how do we move things forward. And yes, if Elon did something wrong or plain sight, completely illegal, well, then the law should be followed. But if it's just investigate for the sake of investigating and hope we find something or put 2 points together and just make his life miserable, that's where there's a huge problem.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a election year, so it's just going to escalate more. So it's interesting. This is happening. It's annoying. It's happening. It's really not necessary. But the other thing to think about is sometimes when people make actions like this, politicians or Elon, there's information they have that we haven't yet found out that's going to come out shortly. Why she might be doing it, I don't think so. In this case, I think it's just an election year. She's going to, she's been regularly hitting him hard anyways. But for him to bring up SBF, for example, probably nothing. But could be like later, this might turn out that he already knows there's a lawsuit going after him or something like that, just yet another thing. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. Thank you so much, Jeff. Follow him on X at the Jeff Lutz. Thanks, everybody. I've created a website that is the most comprehensive resource for the Tesla investor. Please check it out. Simply go to my website at herbertong.com.